Is Fallout 76 pay to win? That is the question we'll be asking ourselves today. But let me avoid this video right away by telling you up front that it is indeed pay to win. However, don't take my word for it just yet, therefore I suggest you watch the video and hear me out. So just recently Bethesda made the Fallout First membership available to everyone and anyone, and to my genuine surprise, you didn't need a credit card. So I was able to try it out for myself. Let me tell you that Fallout First is amazing, and yet at the same time comparable to a bully who punches you in the gut, steals your money only to offer himself up as an overpriced bodyguard. And if you don't like that comparison, here's another one for you. It's like going to the barber for a haircut, but instead end up getting your scalp polished, and then the barber offers to sell you an overpriced wig fashioned from your own damn hair. I got plenty more, but I'll leave it at that. In other words, Bethesda created problems where there weren't any, then offered to sell us the overpriced solution. And I'll be delving deeper into that stinking hole in just a moment. But before I do that, I must say that I didn't really know what Fallout First really was. Alright, private worlds I don't give a fluxing fuck about, a survival tent that acts as an extra fast travel who gives a fuck spawn because we're all at max caps anyway, some free cosmetics and camp objects, a stash box that auto scraps junk, which all sounds fine in itself, never bothered to really look into it. It's a blatant ripoff and I refuse to even read up on it. Until that day that Fallout First becomes available to everyone and you figure out that some of these, or at least one of these things, should have been in the game from day one, available to anyone, and is so overpriced, giving it only to a select few people. I'm talking about the fucking auto scrapbox. I don't even know the proper name for it, but let me articulate why this thing is proper pay to win. I'm going to stretch this out by first starting with the complaint, with the problem Bethesda created, having to fabricate pretty much everything from junk and their components, yet giving us very limited storage options. I saw videos of famous YouTubers having over 10k of one certain component in their stash. 10k metal, 10k screws, 10k whatever, 13k. They could create as many camps as they would like, upload as many videos about them as they would like, craft as many weapons and or secret service armor as they wish, because they do not have to carefully pick and choose which junk to collect and which to sadly leave behind, because we can only store so much junk until we run out of space. I was stupid enough to think that all this time they were on PC or something and they were running mods. I never really looked too much into it, but nah, they just had access to the bottomless stash box. My freaking stash is filled to the brim once it has 10k total components. I don't even think I can hold 5k total components. So I need to carefully organize and go on daily grinds for specific components I need to be able to craft my secret service armor. I can only hold so much plastic, rubber, steel and so on. Fallout First members, they can pick up everything they want, as much as they want, go over encumbered if they like, and then just use that auto scrap item in their inventory and send everything to their stash. They don't have to bulk their components to save up that little space, which inadvertently also makes you lose time because you're always on the look for that little bit of extra plastic. I can hardly craft 10 pieces of secret service armor after 6 hours of playtime, and if I do that every day I won't be able to revamp or rebuild my camp. It's either one or the other. I also have more legendary modules than I have junk to spare, because junk is used for everything. Plus, after having crafted 220 secret service chest pieces in increments of 5 to 10, it'd be cool if for once I could craft like 50 at once. Cause like I said, I can only craft a few in a day, so I can always get my script back and buy more modules. You know, in just 4 hours of collecting junk, I had collected an amount that would otherwise take me an easy 50 hours of grinding, shuffling, organizing, dropping, bulking and selling that junk. I'm not kidding. So they offered us to sell the solution, and to make things worse, Bethesda is aware of the UI in the inventory and vendor lag. It's caused by having too many different items in one cell, which can be easily fixed by no longer being able to store junk in your regular stash box, giving everyone the bottomless one, sorry, World of Warcraft, which is purely for junk. And if you don't believe me that it's caused by an abundance of items in a single cell, go to a vendor with a couple of friends and each sell about 30 different items or less, it doesn't even matter, and the shop will go from regular frames to 1 frame per 5 seconds. You will get the idea that your game has frozen when it didn't. Stash box is a little bit worse, but if you start stashing a lot of notes and holotapes and all those things that don't weigh a lot, your stash is gonna lag. Yeah, especially with all the junk, but Fallout First members, their UI doesn't lag as much as ours does, because they have the separate stash box for junk. Anyway, Fallout First is amazing, and parts of it should be free, but they did it the way they did it to manipulate 40 souls into buying it. Even I'm fantasizing about what I could do with endless amount of junk. I could make proper camp videos for once, test out items and such, figure out hidden mechanics I otherwise wouldn't because I don't experiment in this game at all, because everything comes at price. Unless you're paying real money, that is, then it's pretty much fine. But 120 euros a year, creating an effect that I would feel at a loss when I'm not playing? I don't have 120 euros to spare, let alone on a scam like this. Conclusion: Bethesda is money hungry, this game is shit and definitely pay to win. You can disagree with everything I said except that it's pay to win. But to win what exactly? There's no proper PvP, no proper endgame unless you call grinding for gold bullion proper endgame. So it's pay to win, but there's nothing to win. That's how fucking backwards this game really is. I paid 60 euros for this. If you're paying any more, even if it's paid through by donations of your viewers, you're an asshole, and you should boycott it and stand together with your fellow Vault dwellers who work just as hard as you, yet get less out of it. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously considering giving up on this infested turd altogether. Then again, I don't have any other games to play. Well, I thank you all for watching. If you liked it, then please thumb up the video. Consider subscribing, that would help me out a ton. As usual, stay tuned, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!